Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what we're about to discuss could be one of the most significant moves in the NFC East this season. Rumors are swirling that the Denver Broncos are gearing up for a major trade, and it involves none other than Courtland Sutton, one of their most proven and physically gifted receivers. The buzz is that Sutton might be heading to the New York Giants in exchange for a fourth-round pick in 2026. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just a small trade. It's a move that could reshape the Giants' offense and shift the entire division landscape. And let me tell you, if this deal goes through, it could be a game changer, especially for the Giants' ambitions of returning to the Super Bowl. Let's start by understanding who Courtland Sutton is and why this potential trade has Giants fans so excited. Sutton, folks, is a player who has already made a significant impact in the league. He was a Pro Bowl selection back in 2019 and was also recognized as one of the top 50 players by PFF in 2025. He's a big, physical receiver, standing at 6'4" with a 4.54-second dash, which makes him a real matchup nightmare. Sutton has proven time and again that he can make contested catches, with a contested catch rate of 58%, placing him among the top 20 wide receivers in the league. His career totals are impressive, with over 800 receiving yards, 32 touchdowns, and an average of 15.2 yards per reception. And even with the injuries he's faced, he still managed to rack up over 900 yards in 2024, showing resilience and a high ceiling. Now, in 2025, Sutton's numbers have dipped a bit. He had 26 receptions for 382 yards and 3 touchdowns up until mid-October. But that's largely due to injuries, including a shoulder issue in Week 3 that caused him to miss 2 games. Still, his potential remains high, especially considering his performance after returning, including a standout Week 5 game where he caught 6 passes for 98 yards, including a 52-yard touchdown. That game alone showcased his big play ability and his knack for making explosive plays when healthy. If he joins the Giants, he could serve as a significant boost, especially for Jackson Dart, the young quarterback who's still developing but shows promise. Sutton's deep threat ability, combined with his size and route running, could elevate the Giants' passing game to a new level. But why would the Broncos, currently sitting at 3-3, decide to trade Sutton? Well, the answer lies in their current organizational stance. The Broncos are in a bit of a transitional phase, and their offensive line has struggled, allowing an average of 3-1 sacks per game. They've also made some significant cap moves, including a hefty extension for Bo Nix worth $28 million, signaling a shift toward a rebuild or at least a strategic retooling. The team is prioritizing draft capital and future quarterback options, which means they're willing to sell high on some players to acquire more picks. The trade of Sutton, who's making around $12 million in cap space this year, would free up room and give them more flexibility to rebuild, especially with the draft capital they're accumulating. From the Broncos' perspective, it's a calculated move. They're seeding some receiving talent to strengthen their draft position and cap management. Their defense is also allowing about 24 points per game, which is a concern, and focusing on future assets makes sense given their current trajectory. The trade also aligns with their strategy of building around Bo Nix and young talent, leaving them with more cap space, around $18 million, to make further moves in the upcoming offseason. Now, shifting gears to the impact this could have on the Giants, and let me tell you, it's substantial. Adding Sutton to the roster would provide a massive upgrade in their receiver depth chart. Currently, the Giants rely heavily on players like Robinson, who has been solid with a PFF grade of 83.9, but they lack that true big-body, deep-threat receiver who can stretch the field and make contested catches consistently. Sutton could fill that role perfectly. His projection of over 950 yards adds a new dimension to the Giants' offense, which already has a 13% increase in expected points added per pass attempt with Jackson Dart under center. That's a significant boost, and it makes the Giants more dangerous in both the red zone and on long yardage plays. Imagine Sutton lining up alongside Robinson, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to double-team one or the other. His ability to win contested catches, especially in tight coverage, would open up opportunities for Dart to throw deeper passes, increasing the team's explosive play rate. The Giants could see their red zone touchdown rate soar by around 50%, especially with Sutton's size and leaping ability. And with Saquon Barkley running behind that offensive line, which is allowing about 3-0 sacks per game, the offense could become much more balanced and threatening. Defensively, the Giants could benefit indirectly from this upgrade on offense. When your offense sustains drives longer and scores more frequently, the defense gets a breather, and the entire team's performance improves. Plus, with Sutton's ability to stretch the field and make contested catches, the Giants' deep targets in playoff situations could see an increase of around 18%, which is huge when you're trying to make a deep run in January. This move is reminiscent of the impact Mike Evans had for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2024, boosting their offense and turning them into a more vertical threat that defenses had to respect. Specifically, in terms of stats, this addition could push the Giants from their current 22 points allowed per game down to a more manageable number, and their overall efficiency on both sides of the ball would improve. The potential cap space of around $14 million, if restructured properly, would fit comfortably into their budget, making this move financially feasible. It's a strategic win for the Giants, who are looking to capitalize on their roster and make a real push for the playoffs and beyond. Looking at the Super Bowl odds, this move could be a catalyst. Currently, the Giants are sitting at plus 12-0 to win it all, but with Sutton in the fold, those odds could drop dramatically, perhaps to plus 4-200 or even better. The addition of a contested catch specialist who can stretch the field gives the Giants a new dimension. Plus, Sutton's ability to generate deep targets and elevate the offense in key moments makes him a true X-factor. The NFC East is already competitive, with the Eagles and Cowboys vying for supremacy, but this trade could tilt the scales in favor of the Giants. It's about making strategic moves at the right time, and if Sutton joins the Giants, it's a move that screams playoff and Super Bowl aspirations. Now, let's take a step back and evaluate the bigger picture. The Giants are clearly on the rise offensively, and this potential trade signals their intent to be serious contenders. The Broncos, on the other hand, seem to be in a transition phase, shedding some of their star players to rebuild and reposition for future success. It's a classic case of two teams heading in different directions, with the Giants looking to capitalize on a now available talent to accelerate their development, while the Broncos focus on the long-term rebuild. If this trade goes through, it will be a win-win situation for both teams. Denver gets draft capital and cap relief, and the Giants add a proven, explosive receiver to their arsenal. It's a strategic move that could have ripple effects across the division, challenging the Eagles and Cowboys and potentially giving the Giants the edge they need to secure a playoff spot and push deep into the postseason. Remember, folks, the NFL is all about timing, and right now, the Giants have a real shot to make a statement with this kind of addition. The NFC East is a division where every game counts, and adding Sutton could be the difference maker in tight matchups down the stretch. Of course, there are always questions and uncertainties. Will Sutton stay healthy? Will he fit into the offensive scheme seamlessly? Can the Giants' coaching staff maximize his talents? Those are the questions that only time will answer, but the potential is undeniable. If Sutton can replicate his 2019 Pro Bowl form and stay healthy, he could be the missing piece that elevates the Giants from good to great, from playoff hopefuls to serious Super Bowl contenders. And with the Giants' defense continuing to improve, especially if they can maintain consistency, this offense could become one of the most feared in the NFC. In summary, this potential trade is more than just a move for a player. It's a statement of intent. The Giants are positioning themselves to be offensive threats, capable of competing with the best in the league. Sutton's arrival would not only add depth, but also bring a spark that could ignite the entire team. For fans, it's an exciting time, and if this move happens, it could mark the beginning of a new chapter for the Giants, one filled with hope, big plays, and a real shot at reaching the Super Bowl once again. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.